Hello, I'm Robin Carlin at the Denver Post Sports Desk, joined by Denver Nuggets reporter Chris Dempsey. Hi, Chris. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right, the Nuggets are coming off of a lackluster season, and that's just putting it nicely. One of their worst in 12 years.
Yeah.
But with a brand new coaching regime and a lottery pick in Emmanuel Mudiay, why would fans be excited about this season?
Well, I think for both of those reasons. I mean, you're talking about, I think one of the biggest things that the Nuggets did this summer was kind of turn over the culture, the atmosphere, all of those things that were really holding them down last year, apart from what was happening on the court. But the new coach has come in and really has gotten a lot of buy-in from the players. Michael Malone, a great communicator. He's been really good tactically as well. They really like what he's doing out there on the court. And then you have Emmanuel Mudiay, and who doesn't like a lottery pick? You know, he's the 7th pick in the draft. The Nuggets we didn't even know. He wasn't really on their radar because he was a projected top 4 pick. So he's in the fold, so you have your new star, hopefully they think, for the future, and the coach as well.
What can we expect out of him? What are his strengths already? And then on the flip side, what does he need to work on?
Yeah, so Emmanuel Mudiay, first of all, you'll notice his size. He's got an NBA body already. He's only 19 years old. It's really amazing to just watch him as a person. But aside from that, good to the basket speed, first step past his man, going to the basket. Vision, his passing is superb right now. One of the things that he came in with, one of the demerits he came in with was his shooting. We haven't really seen a lot of really bad shooting out of him in the preseason. Like, that was really not an issue. But the turnovers kind of worked for him. You know, he was trying some things that worked for him in high school, probably worked for him in China, did not work for him in the preseason early on, but he started to get better at that as well as the preseason went on.
Coach Malone says he wants to be a defense-first team, but can they do that and still run?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. I think they can. If you're getting stops and you're getting a good outlet pass, you can get out into the open court. And I think one thing that the Nuggets first of all, their pace was top 5, top 6, top 7 anyway, even under Brian Shaw. They just weren't very efficient offensively. They were getting into bad shots, taking some bad shots, and then defensively, they really weren't there. I think a defense first team, it solves a lot of problems. You know, if you get into these games where, okay, your offense isn't quite running the way you want it, you can still buckle down and get stops and still grind out wins that way. But I think they'll be fine. They have the athletes still, Gallo, Kenneth Faried, these kind of guys that can get out and fill lanes and finish with dunks and layups. And so as long as they get that defense short up, I think they'll be fine running.
Well, speaking of Faried, he looks like a completely new player under Malone.
Yeah,
do you see that continuing? He's doing all the right things. He's saying all the right things. Will that continue?
I think it will. He always has struck me as a guy who definitely wants to be great. There are a lot of players who talk about being an all-star, being a great player. I think he definitely does want to be great, and I think, put in the work this summer, certainly on some other aspects of his game offensively, but defensively is where he's earned rave reviews up to this point in terms of his team defense, his communication on defense, his ability to cover up for other players' mistakes has been really top shelf, so we'll see if that continues in the regular season, but all signs are certainly pointed up with Kenneth Faried.
What are the expectations this season? So Vegas has the Nuggets winning 26.5 games. Last season, one of the most dysfunctional in history. They won 30 games. So is Vegas coming in a little low there?
I think so. I mean, that's 26.5 games. You're talking about being one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the NBA. And I just can't see that. There are a lot of teams in the NBA. Even if you have young talent doesn't necessarily win. But the Nuggets don't have all young talent. There's still a Gallo, there's still Faried, there's still Wilson Chandler, Jameer Nelson. These guys who have won games and won a lot of games to a very high level in the NBA. So, yeah, I think that number is really, really low, to be honest with you. I'm not predicting playoffs, but certainly a product that certainly will be trending up.
I think they're going to surprise some folks as well. All right, be sure to follow Chris as he'll cover the Nuggets all season long. You can follow him on Twitter. He's at Dempsey Post. We've got to get you up to 15,000, 20,000 followers.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm at 13, so let's get it going, people.
I think we can do it. Or actually, I already follow you, so you guys need to do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm your host, Robin Carlin. Thanks so much for tuning in to DPTV.